Hey, it's been a while since I've done one of these, and it feels like it's been a while since a set felt like a traditional Magic set. So here we are. We didn't get a lot from this set, and I don't really like the limited, but hey, it looks really cool, so at least we've got that going on for us. Night Luminary is cool, but a bit too inefficient to quite get there. Kind of wish the Warp had been a single white mana on this one, but that's not the card we got. Aang's already been showing out in our cube, and if you've played the Avatar set, you know this card is very good. Airbending is a great mechanic and it's extremely powerful. Team Avatar didn't really pan out, so we're going to tentatively try Glider Staff. It's the only equipment we tried lately that doesn't have a body attached to it, but it's a good finisher, and as I mentioned, airbending is awesome. Chimera Takedown is finally taking a break to try Pyrrhic Strike. We don't expect the strike to be a cube all-star, but it is a lot of potential value. Takedown has been a mainstay, but you really don't want to play this card as a land unless you absolutely have to, and for the spell side, there's many better versions at this point. Stormbrood's a fine combat trick, but it kind of baits you into trying to play the black mana side of this card, which honestly isn't that good. Aerial Boost provides an interesting lane for aggressive decks. It's just a playtest card, a placeholder until the next set, but we do like the idea of a card being able to kill people from 0 mana. This is one that, we performed really well in its limited environment. We're going to give it a shot. Glamour Gifter is one of my favorite cards from the new set. I love these modification spells, and being a creature to block, chip in damage, or recur is really nice for this effect, and you get it all for just 2 mana. Showback is a card that we like, but it's not really clear what deck wants it, and so we're going to bench it for now. Blue control decks have moved away from a lot of the instant and sorcery matters cards. There's too many good creatures and non-creature, non-instant sorcery spells that don't hit for curve these days. We're trying Counterspell, which we originally passed on for play pattern concerns, but we've decided it's not particularly concerning as a card. And honestly, we're not even sure it's that good, but we don't want to add a counterspell such as Mana Leak that is easy to splash, and this is a historically powerful blue card, so we want to give it a shot. We assume Reject will be a general upgrade over Quench. 3 is a lot to pay compared to 2, and Exiling can help you fight the loopy bouncy piles, and the casualty on this card doesn't come up very often. While I defended Prankster in the blue 2's tier list, it's still been losing ground, and Dan sold me really hard on trying Threnody Singer, so we're going to give that a shot. Finally, we're going to drop a piece of blue bounce and try out the Sprite. Surveil 2 is a lot of Surveil, and while we aren't totally sold on it, it's a dream to shoot for, and it's quite good if you can reliably trigger it. It didn't take much convincing to try the side quest. The card was excellent in Final Fantasy, and probably plays better in the game object space than Circuit's Feeder. 6-drop and no buyout. We like the card, but side quest is cheaper and plays better in the space. Desperate Measures ended up kind of sucking. I love me some combat tricks. So we're going to try a good combat trick and try out Shelob's Ambush. It provides a game object, some stats, and a relevant keyword for only 1 mana. Don't forget, you can also use it on a pinger to build your own Doomblade. Miasmic Mist never really did the thing. We hope Darkness Descends will provide a decent mini sweeper effect for control, or it could end up just being Infest. Who knows? We'll find out. Downwind Ambusher is a card that I think is pretty good, and Tim agrees, but no one really plays it, so we're going to listen to the people and cut it. We're bringing back Hollow Marauder, which we had benched in the past for being an incredibly oppressive and powerful card. That being said, these sort of cards are interesting for us at the moment because they're good in mid-range piles, but they are not as good in the game object space because a lot of times your cards are either non-creatures or don't end up in the graveyards. So Hollow Marauder should work for a different category of deck. You're not really bouncing this one into your bouncy castle. How did Ronin end up in the cube again? Anyways, we wanted Mighty Mouse to have some support, so we're going to put Brave Meadowguard in. We hope with how powerful Peasant has generally gotten that it won't be too problematic, and it gives some density for your Heartfire hero plan. Irreverent Gremlin is a solid card, but it's kind of boring, and we really like the Prodigy. Not much to say here other than, please WotC, give us some aggro cards in Limited that are good this year. Heel Cutter really just rotted in sideboards, and so we're going to use this opportunity to play Sourbread Auntie, which has already picked up a trophy by the time this video is going up. The Auntie is a solid upgrade on the 4 mana Make Some Dudes template. Being able to come down as a 4/3 if you need it to is very relevant. Spellbomb was a card that served a nice role, being a proactive play off of Impulse Draw, while also being a flexible artifact and a removal spell. But ultimately, it's pretty cuttable, and Boulder Dash should be excellent. Bouncy stuff is here to stay, and so we're starting to try to seed some pulls into other colors to increase competition for pieces. Most being a permanent is much more synergistic with current year Peasant. The Doo-Doo Weaver was a card that we really got excited about for Peasant. It's an obvious we have to test this card. We're starting to see more answers to recursion and looping in general, being direct damage or exile, though. That's something that we're actively looking into. Sand is a great card, but OM1 art bad. And it's a pretty snowbally card, to be honest. It's bad when you're behind and you have to cast for 5 mana, and it's really crazy when you in-web it for 3. So we're going to replace it with Blossom Prancer. It's been out for a while, but it's a great option for green decks, especially given that they're currently on a social engineering kick, and this card can tutor for that. The Professor played out way worse than expected, and having to discard first is, it's rough, buddy. Novel Robber is one of the more obvious good cube cards of the set.
Hello, boys! I'm back!
Trusty Rutsy is here to pull green-black out of the dumpster. We considered cutting Roots, but the card's a powerful engine, and even if the revival is rock solid, there are more interesting cards. Like Curve, Mouth is a card that's been harder to enable as of late. It's not really clear that Ultimecia is any good, but we decided that this would be the filler blue-black card while we're trying to figure out what we want to do with that slot. We passed on Invasion of Amonkhet here due to how good that card would be in the Bounty Castle Skyfisher decks. Rakshas's Bargain's a card that people aren't really playing, and Tim wanted to try Hama the Bloodbender. I'm not really sold on this card, but it makes him happy, so we're going to give it a shot, and hopefully our drafters will find out if it's good or not. And now, see, I generously gave Tim the opportunity to play Hama the Bloodbender, and how does he repay me? By cutting my bandits all. He sneakily did this after I mentioned, cut whatever card you feel like other than Glimmerlight in order to try the Warship. Oops. Hall's not great, but it's a pet card that I've liked, and we're both impressed with the Warship, though, in TLA, so we're going to go ahead and put it in. I've already gotten a chance to try this out as a sideboard slot option, and, when you get that out of your colorless section, you're pretty happy with it. All right, there's the swaps. Hope you enjoy, and remember to support Jank Daver Gaming by liking the video, subscribing to this, and Teld Talks, and more importantly, subscribing to our Patreon, Discord, and playing Cube with us.